think that the leaders in the drill team community can improve on?
Instilling unity.
Okay.
I think I put up a Facebook status about just clapping, a simple clap.
Mhm.
I watch it, and I think I'm a big stickler on that because I don't really watch drill team tapes. I think once I'm there, I'll watch it probably one time a year. I never watch it over and over. I'm just not that type of person because I think it makes me lose my creativity.
Right.
Then I start looking at stuff and I'm like, no, I want to stay away from what everyone else is doing.
Mhm.
So when I did watch it, when I just wanted to see my kids, when I watched it, but I didn't watch everyone, I seen everybody, no one was clapping.
Mhm.
It just made me like furious. Like,
Mhm.
why is no one clapping? And it's not because they just didn't find it interesting. Someone must be telling these kids not to clap.
Mhm.
Because it's not one kid clapping.
Yeah.
That's just what's sad to me. No matter, I don't care, a girl did 50 backflips.
Nobody.
Nobody clapped. So that's telling me somebody is behind these kids and poisoning their minds
Mhm.
and telling them not to clap. That saddens me.
Mhm.
I sit and where we about to go on the floor, I make my kids clap before they even go on the floor.
Standing in line.
Standing in line.
Yeah.
I just think it's sad. That's just, I think the leaders need to start teaching their kids unity, respecting, other people's craft and what they do, because it's not easy to go out there and just do that.
Yeah.
Whether if they hand clapping or breaking their necks, falling, slipping, that is, that's something that needs to be rewarded.
Mhm.
The smallest clap can leave a child happy for days.
You're right.
They clap for me, oh my God, you see they showed sportsmanship.
Mhm.
That's what they need to do.
That's
Yeah.
what's missing.
Missing sportsmanship, guys. We need to
Sportsmanship.
do more. We need to
Yeah.
give back more.
Supporting each other.
Supporting each other.
And supporting the babies. Don't come to
Yeah.
a
Oh,
competition during the intermediate category. Those stands should not be empty for peewees.
Yes.
Right.
They should not.
I
Shame on
was
them.
happy when we were at the last place and Tony, he said that most of the teams might have to stand in the hallway.
Mhm.
Because I felt like, okay, that'll give, the spectators enough room and, to appreciate the babies.
But sometimes it's not even the teams; it's the spectators that come to the competition as well that don't applaud the kids. And I mean, you pay your $12 to get in here from 10 o'clock on to 5 o'clock when we leave, and you sit in the stands, and either you sit in the stands talking bad, or you just sitting there. And if you go do that, don't pay your $12 because we're really out here putting on the show, trying to put on the show for you guys, trying to please you guys, and we get nothing in return, not even a clap. It's really sad, especially for the little kids.
I think a lot of the spectators are brought just for that team to be clapping for them, and they think it's wrong to be clapping for another team that might shows unloyalty.
Yeah, unloyalty and disloyalty.
No, just it's a show. Like you said, it's a show. I'm paying $12. I want to see something.
Yeah.
So I think that's just my biggest thing with your team and leaders. They need to start leading.
Leading. That's it.
Well, you know what, a lot of the kids, like you say, somebody's planting something in somebody's ears and
Mhm.
saying, don't do this and do that. And that's not right. It all starts with a lot of the directors and
Right.
things of that nature, to start trying to teach the kids, the sportsmanship of it, the support of it, and all that. And that's where it begins, because you see a lot of directors these days that don't quite know how to act either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the kids just follow suit.
Follow right behind them.
So that's another thing that has to be worked on. One of the things that they used to do, and I don't know whether they still do it, I might be out of the loop, is they would have maybe like a director's thing or something like that where people can sit down
Mhm.
and, talk about stuff and try to, work together on some things and stuff, so.
Only when issues arise.
They don't do that, not with the AMA per se, but it was a lot of teams, a lot of people that try to reach out and, form like coalition
Mhm.
groups. And I remember Charnay doing it. I remember me and Darius and Bruce did it. But it was like people were coming to be nosy,
Mhm.
more so not to, this is what we need to do. They want to be nosy. They wanted to know why we all wanted to sit down and talk, and then run back to the people who didn't. It was just like kiddie stuff. And I must say, I play fault too in a lot of situations where I like to react on things,
Mhm.
especially when you're attacking my team.
Right.
My team, I react and and I had to sit down and apologize to my kids, like, this is not the way I want, because they'll see the behavior.
Right.
And they be like, well, I know why you did it. You were only acting because of da-da-da. But at the same time, I'm not happy because
Right.
I'm not happy I did that.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of times these directors, they take you off your squares.
Mhm.
And you be like, this one not. But then I remember who I am now.
Yeah.
Like, why am I even associating sometimes with these people? Because it's not the directors to be their minions
Right,
and the directors to sit back and watch.
and watch.
Sad. So why you a director?
Okay, with that, have you had any problems with any directors, and how did you come to an outcome with it?
I had probably one maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and I just left it alone because I felt like I couldn't reach out to them. When I feel like you're an adult and I can't reach out to you,
Mm-hmm.
I did my part. I played my part. I even went as far as the AMA to try to make, amends to have us sit down. They was like, So I was like, well, maybe I should just leave it on my end, I just stop saying stuff and they stop saying stuff and maybe hit it out down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I kept it. I mean, I'm grown at the end of the day. I know how to handle situations, but, when stuff keeps getting thrown at you and it's just become a hassle. So right now, I left everything that's in the past. I'm just going to be grown about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, directors need to be directors. That's why we're here.
Right, exactly. What is drill team to you, and how has it had an impact on your life?
I think drill team, it had a tremendous impact on my life. I would say this, I would not know where I would be if it wasn't for, Miss Sherry, Miss Jackie, Mr. Jack, and Miss Harry. I would probably be like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I run the streets because my parents, they would be like, no, that wouldn't happen. But I don't know if I would, be this creative in this sort of things, in drill. But it impacted me tremendously, I'll say that. Drill team now, is that what the question? Drill team now or?
No, drill team period.
Drill team period.
Like when you started and everything, how did it impact your life?
Like I said, I think it pushed me to be more creative.
Mhm.
It made me, just try new things. Like Alicia touched earlier, a lot of times I didn't travel. I stayed in the city. My mom kept me by her hip.
Mm-hmm.
So when I said I'm going to a drill team competition, she's like, okay, you can go, because I know, better.
Mhm.
And it took me all over the world, and I was like excited to see these places, even though, we had to stay in a hotel, but it was like an experience.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to give to my kids now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think drill team as a whole is great. It's a great thing. I can't knock it. Not even because of the misfortunes of other directors and other teams and but that's why I'm still here. Because I know it's still good people and I know it's still a good sport
Right.
that we still can do.
How about you?
What's the question again?
How has drill team impacted your life? How has the impact of drill team on your life?
Drill team definitely taught me how to be comfortable in my own skin.
Mm-hmm.
I say that because back when I marched, there weren't a lot of big girls in drill team.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I had a point to prove.
Right.
And my director, Ms. Sands, she used to tell me, you can do what anybody else can do. And it pushed me.
Mm-hmm.
It pushed me. It pushed me to it pushed me actually to drill harder, to move harder, to control my body. And then when I got control of it and I was able to be in the front all the time, it gave me confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me confidence. And then when I would go out in the street, people would know who I was.
Right.
I wasn't just, oh, that's the big girl from King Sesson.
They knew your
They
name.
knew my name.
Right. They
You know what I'm saying? And that gave me confidence, and it stayed with me forever. Like I've always been comfortable ever since then in my own skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
It really is. It really is. And no matter how much time passes, I always end up back in the routine.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much time, and I miss it so much when I'm away from it.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. You can't get away from
You
it.
can't get away from
You
it.
can't get away
You
from
hear
it.
a drum beat. Oh, I know what drill team that's right. And you know what? I want to also touch base on the fact that drill teams really need to support other drill teams tagging.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever drill teams trying to raise money, you see them on the street. It's okay to give them money.
Right. It definitely
It's okay.
is. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So what? They're your competition. So what? Still give them money.
Mm-hmm.
Support each other. I just had to say that.
Fundraisers.
Right.
Whatever you do,
Right.
just support. Like, just support each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always been, it's rewarding for me, like even when you guys are younger,
Mhm.
but it's always rewarding for me when I look back and I got people that maybe come up to me and people that may not even remember a face or
Right.
stuff like that, they'll come up, oh, Mr. Jack, you know what? If it hadn't been for y'all, man, I don't know what I would be doing. They be walking up with their kids and stuff, saying like, stuff like that, and that's my reward right there.
Mhm.
When I see it, and then I look at some of the kids that I know that grew up in the drill team world, have moved on, went to college, did some
Right.
good things and stuff
Mhm.
like that, man, I sit back, I'm
Happy.
happy.
Yeah.
You know, because that's my reward, that's what I love to see.
Mhm.
You don't even
And
know
that's
that
the
you're a
whole
mentor.
purpose.
You're really mentoring.
Yes,
Right, and that's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that was the whole purpose.
I
of
say
it.
this all the time. I think we should get some type of psychology certificate after working with like kids for a certain amount of time. I think like the state of Pennsylvania should give us like a certificate because they don't know we're mentors, we're teachers, we're mothers, we're
Right.
fathers,
Right.
we're big sisters, big brothers. Parents call when the child is going through something in school because the child loves drill team so much the parent doesn't know what to do. So like I really think like we should get some type of certificate for this, like
Something.
something.
Something,
Especially from the city.
Yeah.
right?
That would be-
We all know your history,
Mhm.
and where you came from and everything like that. And the start of Modern Legends, was it ever a thought in your mind to go back to 224 or to bring Logan back before you started Modern Legends?
Yes. I say this, when I was, the last team I was with was Logan. I think we broke up, Logan broke up or something, I left her, something like that. Before Modern Legends, I went to 224, and nobody knows this, and this is another rumor you probably not even know. I went to 224, didn't have a modern in thought. I wanted to get 224 back up where we were when I left. I went to Jeannie. Jeannie's the director there. They probably won't kill me. I went to Jeannie, and I remember Jeannie being there, and I said to her, I want to come back. I have some great things we can do. We need to build 224 back up to what we need to do.
Excuse me.
And she was like, okay, cool, we can do that. She said, I'm going to talk to her grandma, Miss Jackie, at the time. So I don't know if the directorship was passed to Jeannie or it was getting passed. Something was happening. But they had to think about it. And I'm thinking to myself, what is there to think about?
Right.
I'm 224 all the way.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think I did enough here to just da-da-da. So they had to thought about it. I was like, I'll just let it out the way. You know, the next day, they was like, well, yeah, we could do something, but you're gonna have to be just stepmaster at the time. I said, that's not what I want to do. If this directorship is getting passed, I need to put some stamp somewhere.
Mhm.
I'm tired of just being someone's stepmaster and
Right.
someone's pet. That's how I looked at it. I think I need to have a little bit more hands-on. If I want to change the color, if I want to, put them in this and put them in there, I want that right.
Right.
I think I did my share, especially on 224.
Mhm.
No. Completely no.
Mhm.
I said, oh, okay, well, I washed my hands with it. I said, I'm going, no problem. And then I said, no, I just can't, drill team is in there.
Right,
So
yeah.
what do? I didn't want to go back to Logan. I didn't want to, I don't want to keep jumping and doing this, but they are like my two homes. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make my own. It's going to be hard, but, I called someone. I called Juanita. I said, what you doing? She was laying down. I said, you want to make a drill team? She said, what? She said, that's what I've been waiting for. And she was like, and then we just got her off the ground right there that day.
Okay.
Start moving, looking for places.
Okay.
And I knew I had a following.
Mhm.
So whoever I called, and once they heard that, they was like, oh, I'm coming.
Mhm.
So that's how that started. And I love my old team too before, but at that time I just did not want to be a stepmaster anymore. I wanted to be more.
Okay.
Because when I'm at my best is when I can be more creative. When you're slapping me with no, it's not gonna work.
Right.
So that's what happened.
Definitely. Being as though you're a young director, what are some of the issues
I'm
that
still young.
Yeah. What are some of the issues that you run into with people?
Is it people or the team or more so like other directors? Which is-
People, other directors, the team, all aspects.
like I said, I'm still learning. Like even with Alicia, I look at Alicia older because she carried herself so much older. So me just having like a staff meeting, I remember they're looking at me as a leader now.
Mhm.
So I'm not that stepmaster or that just another person, another child teaching steps. So I got to take that leadership role more often.
Mhm.
So that's a problem. I got to be more. Speaking more voice, I gotta be more loud, I gotta be more dominant, I gotta be, more take control, more hands-on, and I find myself being a little slack,
Mhm.
and they always like, well, you gotta come on, we gotta do this, and I'm like, okay, I forgot. Yeah, let's do this, and then like that, but, that's when at home. With the kids, I say they respect me. I have to. That's anywhere I went. That was what I was taught, to
Right.
get this respect of the kids. Don't be their friends, get the
Yeah.
respect first, and you know, you can love them afterwards. So that's that. I don't have no problems with them. Probably other directors. I think other young directors.
Okay.
I just have probably, because they think it's, like when I hear some of the, not ideas, but when we on the phone, I've been on the phone with a lot of directors, especially my age, and I hear them and it just be like, I feel like it comes from a child. Some of the stuff I'll be hearing, and I'm like, you know, you're leading like 60 people,
Yeah.
70 people, kids and drummers and everything, and all these parents, and I just be like, oh no, I can't have this conversation with you because I can't have my kids or someone thinking I'm about this,
yeah.
and that's part of the problem I have. Like I find myself on the phone with a lot of older ones now, trying to get more experience, and so that's probably it.
So, what are some of the things in the drill team where that you don't agree on today?
That would be
Plagiarism.
plagiarism. It's to the point now, like I said, I'll be watching the tape. I have watched the tape. And I just like, I don't even get mad anymore. Like at the stuff I do. Like I can point out anything. I can hear a beat and it's like, that's this person's or this person. Like I think the creativity within the directors or whoever teaches their step, it just went left. It's no more. It's no more. Nobody like take the pride in this creating their own and making it their signature. I think that's back in the day. Everybody had their own signature. I can't even distinguish what squad it came from. What happened? Who does this? What beat is there? It's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone. That's why I don't watch the tape no more because I feel like I'm gonna get caught up into that rapture. Like if I think I don't want to say I'm on top, but I think that's what puts me there is because I stay in my own lane. I don't want what she did.
Right.
I want to do it better than her. I don't want what they did. I don't want their colors. And that's another thing. That's another thing everybody's going on about is the color, my color situation. Can I talk?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk on that. The color situation with that, I go on whatever color I want to go on. I am a set color. Royal blue, orange, and silver. That's the colors I came up with. That's what we are. But I feel as though when I'm doing a theme or I want to come out and I want to present a certain character, I'm going another color I want. There's no disrespect to no one. Nobody's head.
Yeah.
It's just the mood I feel. If I
Right.
want my kids in pink, they're going in pink.
They're going to pink.
No disrespect to no one else. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel.
But their base uniform or their t-shirts will be the base colors that you chose, the blue, orange, yeah.
Or no, not even that. Or say we were black.
The black,
We
right.
gold. We played all black and gold last year.
Yeah.
So if I want, that's just probably. I told myself I'm not going to allow. Remember them stop. You can't.
Yeah,
you
stop,
can't.
yeah.
And no, them
I remember
directors
that
told
one.
me I'm going to do because this is my team.
Right.
So no disrespect to no one. It's just that's just what I chose.
Okay. With someone that wasn't involved in drill team, what would you tell someone to get them interested in being a part of drill team?
I was having this conversation with someone yesterday. She wanted her daughter to be involved. I just said, bring her one day. I bet you she loves it. My team she will love because we have fun at the same time, but it's a discipline, it's an eager, that creativity. You gotta push the children. You gotta push that child. They never know what they can do. Never know. So I say, just if you're trying to get involved in drill team, just go to the right team first.
Yeah.
Go. That's you have to go to the right team because you go to the wrong team, you're gonna get turned off.
You'll get sucked in.
Sucked in. So you gotta, like Lee said, she did a whole background check on us.
I did.
And the story she got, remember the story you told me? We were just this team.
Come on,
like-
this is an exclusive interview. What was the story?
Well, I mean, I've been around drill team for a long time, so I know a lot of people. You know, so I just started casing out a lot of the competitions.
Okay.
And I watched from the time the teams got off the bus to the time they left.
Right.
I watched how they carried themselves. You know, I watched their performance. I watched their directors. I watched their kids when they weren't around their directors. You know, and I did it for a while. I did it for a while. I told you, I said I did it for a while. I said because if I put my daughter in drill team, I wanted to be brave.
Right.
I've never been a part of any other squad but King Sesame. So I didn't even know what was out there currently. So I had to ask around. Okay, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And they kept leading me back to LA, the people that I knew.
Right.
They kept referring them. They
Okay.
kept me first. You gotta take, because people know how I am,
Mhm.
and I know where I come from,
Right.
and about the discipline and drill team.
Mhm. Yeah.
They kept saying, modern legends,
Mhm.
take a look at modern legends, and that's what I did. And my daughter was not interested in drill team at all.
Forget the juicy part. You
Which
gotta
part?
say a name.
Yeah, we don't have to say names, but what?
You don't remember?
What, Sharia?
No.
What's her name?
No, remember when you told me it was someone who was just like, oh, no, I don't like that team.
Oh,
Just-
goodness.
that-
Oh, I gotta drop names.
No, you
No,
don't.
no.
Yeah, but I was out, yeah, while I was asking around about teams to put my daughter in, I was told to stay away from this team.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I was told to stay away from this team. And I know how it goes in drill team. You know, no real good drill team is just gonna put someone out there
Right,
in competition. You have to train that person, especially if they haven't drilled before.
right, definitely.
You know, you have to train them. And I already, coming in, I already knew that was already my mindset.
Mhm.
You know, but some people, you know, they put their kid in and they expect them to hit the floor immediately
Right.
without any formal
They
training.
think they be
Right.
Beyonce.
Without any formal training.
Wait, were you here before that or after that?
After.
Oh, after. Okay.
I mean, even though I got mixed reviews, I took my own
Right, you had to.
experiences.
Right.
I said, well, I'm gonna try this
Mhm.
and see how it goes. Cause I actually forced my daughter into drill team.
Mhm.
You know, and I mean, just like I said, it takes formal training. When you're doing ballet, you know, she wanted to do hip hop, dance, and ballet. And I said, it's levels.
Yeah.
In ballet, you have to start in levels.
Mhm.
You know, she was afraid, well, I can't do points. Stop saying what you can't do
Right.
before you try. My daughter, she was molded really, really well by Juanita and Ali
Mhm.
because she's never danced before,
Mhm.
and she did marvelous.
The
At
first-
States.
Yeah, at States.
You know, and people just go, oh my gosh, that was you.
Mhm.
That was you on the floor. That was you on the floor. And she waited patiently because they took a long time to train before they was able to hit the floor. And I was not pushing the directors. Oh, put my daughter out there. I'm paying my dues. It was none of that.
Mhm.
The respect was there. I knew where I was, what was expected. You know, and I knew she needed the formal training, but I needed to experience that, not to take somebody else's word.
Mhm.
Oh, don't put your daughter apart. That's why you gonna pay for uniform. You're not gonna hit the floor.
So I want to go back on a question that I asked Ali about him going back to 224. When you found yourself interested in getting back into drill team, why did you ever think about maybe going to the community and getting souls back running?
Yes. And I've done it before. We've done it twice.
Mhm.
We've done it twice. However, when we did it again with Open Squad, we had other people that weren't original King Sessa members,
Mhm.
and the negativity was just unparalleled.
Mhm.
And we were just like, we're not used to this. This
Why
is
you
not
start
us.
young first? Forget the open.
Yeah.
Because the adults were the ones that approached me.
Mhm.
Every time King Sessa talks about getting together, they contact me, they contact mom.
Mhm. And is that doubt?
It's the adults.
Mhm.
It's the adults. I mean, never they're trying to put their kids in it.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of people putting their kids in sports.
Right.
Never stuff like that. Like, this is your foundation. Like, this
Parents
is
will
where
pay $200 for their kids to do cheerleading and,
Mhm.
you know, the $200 for the football pads and everything like that. And when it comes time to say, you know, drill team, we need something, it's like, oh.
You know, they go next one.
Yeah, they looking like, well,
It's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's why I'm just so happy I made my own.
Mhm.
I'm just so happy. Like, I don't have to experience the things. I mean, I try to get away from all that. Like, this is where my home at, and I want to make it comfortable for everybody that comes through these doors. Because I don't want them to leave with that negative experience. But like Alicia said, I had a couple parents come before. They thought their kids was Beyonce.
Mhm.
I have a standard.
Right.
I train my kids. And if you're not trained to what I put you on the floor, you're not going in. I have over 20 intermediates right now.
Mhm.
They still here.
We still here.
They still here. They loyal because they know they don't have it.
Mhm.
We're not up there yet. Last year I had the same thing. I had 12 intermediates at the floor. By nationals I had 15. 3 stayed because I knew, you know, they wasn't ready.
Right.
It's all about the loyalty. You got to work for it. You
Mhm.
gotta work. It's not gonna come to anything else.